welcome and welcome back to NCHANZPLACE. First of all, do have to apologize. I have to somehow maintain this a little bit of poker face because I just had a surgery in one of my teeth here, and if I do like different kinds of expressions like laugh hard, like smile big, sometimes it hurts and like it's a bit painful. So I do apologize if I don't like doing much expression, but either way I think I can still do this. So let's get started with the review. So let's talk about the base. It has a lot of details. The water effect is phenomenal. It's really good. There's like snakes, branches, there's texture, there's rocks, there's vines, trees, branches, and everything. The entire shebang. If you want to look like a jungle effect base, but the key ingredient of this base is actually the vegetation. It looks amazing. It's very unique, but at the same time it's very frustrating in the first time, but once you get to know about it, or at least you get the handle of it, it's actually makes sense and it's really kind of fun. Vegetation. So first of all, once the first time I opened it, I assembled it, I really had a hard time. If you look at the unboxing, that was quite hard. Actually, I didn't show it even in the camera because it's very confusing. The instructions from Prime 1 was pretty bad. I really didn't like that. I guess there's even no instructions there, but I would say that was hard for me. The good thing is that it's not delicate parts, so that's why it's quite okay. But once you get the hang of it, I think it would make sense to say that you'll have fun. It's like doing flower arrangement and all that, and it's kind of unique because you can create your own arrangement in the base itself, and that's quite good because at least it has a different look for each piece, and that makes sense. And that's why this base is really somehow like mixed reactions depending on how you see it, but for me, I kind of like it right now. Let's go a bit up further. The feet itself, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. I do love there is like discoloration. I would consider that as weathering. I don't see like any mud or anything that's sticking in his feet, but I do see some discoloration, and that for me is quite amazing. I really love that. I do wish that there were like mud, but that's more nitpicking. I see also a lot of texture, not the grainy kind of texture, but the like randomly like metal texture, and that's really good. It has some scratches, some weathering as well. I do love that there is somehow like a padding, like in his feet there's like padding, and then there's a metal armor. I love that, and I love the color as well. I do like the mesh or the net in his body. I'm not sure how durable they are in due time. Going up further, he has this pouch in the side. There's also a I'm not sure it's a skirt or anything. It looks amazing. The weathering in it looks very good. It even, if you don't touch it, it even looks like a mixed media. And going up further at the top or in his body, he has this very beautiful armor. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but it also has like mixed media, and it has a very good feel of a, how they say, a metal, and it looks amazing. Tons of details, like metallic look as well, weathering. I love the idea that they didn't put too much in it. They didn't have like too much grainy stuff in it. I really just love this. The details in it, and also this gun here, pretty awesome. And there's even, like I mentioned, like some mixed media. I think this is metal. There's some wires here as well. Looks awesome. So maybe we go a bit more on the details. So actually, one of my favorite parts is actually this, the hands, his gauntlets, or I think so. The left side, I really love this, but I'm having a hard time opening it, to be honest. So I don't normally open this, but it does open. Look at that, it does open. Like this one, and then you can put the batteries there so that it would light up. So there's a button here as well, and the other side there's actually the how I would say the claws I really love that. It's metal as well. You can see in the close-up, it's really good, and I mean, it just gives something to look at in this other side, because everything here, your eyes will always be drawn here, but if you look at the other side, this metal claw there looks amazing. I really love that part. I even showcased that, really just that part in the video as well earlier. And one of the best parts also is in this, where he has this bones and everything. I guess it's trophies or something. I do love that. And yeah, and then also the how would say, this Canon, this also lights up. I just didn't have the batteries, the correct batteries. Yeah, and at the back there's tons of detail, like with this hair. I think they are rubbery or plastic. Again, I'm not sure if you put this like in a very humid environment. I'm not sure what happened to this rubbery parts, but as of the moment, it looks good. It makes the piece lesser fragile as well. I think that's a good idea. One of the left hands holding this. There's also a hand wherein he's holding the heads. That one I haven't put it in, to be honest. And this part here actually has a very, like a magnet and a peg. And the DX part, let me just show you guys, is this one right here. Very beautiful. I just didn't put it here because I'm talking and I'm always afraid it would hit this. Do be careful, because when putting it, it's a bit hard. Not hard, like difficult, but because you just need to shoot in the peg itself and the magnet as well. This one you also do need to be careful, because there are actually different parts here and you have to be careful with that. But the skull, the bloody skull, is absolutely amazing. Let's talk about a bit of the head. So I just changed it. This is the closed mouth. I do love this one. I'm starting to really like it because even though it's closed, I thought the one having open is something that I would really love. Now this is getting into me, that it still, with a closed mouth, it still has this very menacing look. But the problem for me, for the other one, it doesn't have that much detail insides. I mean, maybe I'll ask someone to repaint it, put in there some details. But with this one, it has this really menacing look, and you can actually see in the photos with a closed mouth, and he looks very menacing. The other heads, which has the helmets, is actually the classic look, or classic helmet, Predator helmet. That one looks amazing. It has a lighter feature. You only need like AAA. That's amazing as well, because I don't want to buy those very tiny. That's why I don't have this one here, because it needs those very tiny ones. Yeah, and the other helmet is, I think, maybe a Predator 2, and I think that has a lot more detailed in it. It's good, but I'm not really used to that one. I am more used to the classic version, or classic helmet. I really do love that. Let's start with the rating. Paint job quality wise, 5.0. Pretty awesome. I didn't see any problem. It's done really well, so that's a 5.0 easy. Color scheme at best, 5.0. I just love the color scheme of this. It just looks phenomenal. There's very beautiful cohesiveness. The palettes are very beautiful. The color, the base, and the piece itself, very cohesive. I just love how they made this metallic part. It looks very metallic, and that's a very plus point for me. And again, it just works for the entire piece as well. That's why it's a 5.0. Weathering, again, talking about the metal parts, they did a very beautiful weathering in it. I don't know how they did it. There's just a lot of weathering in it, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. That's why I'm giving weathering as a 5.0. As for shadows and highlights, I'm also giving this as a 5.0. Again, because of, you can actually see here the metal parts, the shadows underneath some of the plates is very well done. The shadows also, and the highlights here in the base itself, also very well done. Even in this blooded part, there's also some like highlights and shadows there. Absolutely well done. The base having that as well. The body, I couldn't tell very much, but I do see some shadows and highlights in it, or maybe it's just the color of his skin. But either way, it's beautifully done. That's why I'm giving it a 5.0 as well. So let's go for the sculpt. Quality wise, I'm giving this a 4.5. I do see some sims. If you really look at it, you can see actually that one. Not of a very big deal. Actually, it's just in the branches. Other than that, I don't see any much of a problem other than that one. As for the texture, I love the texture in this. I'm giving it a 5.0 because they didn't make it grainy. It has a different kind of texture. Again, they made this metal armor look metal or feel even metal, and I do love that, and that's why the texture I'm giving it 5.0. As for the weight and size, I'm going to give it a 5.0 as well. It's big, it's huge, and considering it's the size, at least, I mean the size is big, but it's not super big. Like, it's consuming a lot of space, but it's really big. I'm even having a hard time displaying it, but it has a very good weight as well. So that's why I'm giving it a 5.0 for weight and size. And as for the details and complexity, easy, 5.0 as well. Pretty awesome, like really beautiful piece. A lot of details, even the base, this vegetation, all that, and also his face and everything. There's just too much detail there, like very beautiful. That's why it's a 5.0. So as for the design, concept wise, I'm gonna give this as a 5.0. I just love the concept, the idea that you can actually do a rearrangement of your vegetation. Also, the look itself, it's pretty amazing, and I love how he is just within the cylindrical sphere. I really love that. Again, concept wise, a 5.0. Displayability, I'm only gonna give it as a 4.0. Even though it has a very good cylindrical sphere concept, it's still very big, so you might have a problem considering also the vegetation. So if you don't know how to arrange it, or I'm not sure how, it depends on how you arrange it, it might have a different kind of display option, or you might have a different kind of display option. That's why I'm only giving displayability a 4.0. And again, for the assembly, I'm gonna give this a 4.0. I would have even brought that down to 3.5 because when you assemble it, you really get confused. Honestly, you will really get confused with all of this vegetation. I even forgot one like necklace here or accessory here because of the vegetation, because I was too confused how to put it in. So that's why it's a bit of a pain in the beginning, but once I realized it's to just do it yourself, have your own arrangement, it turned out quite fun. So that's why I'm putting it at 4.0 instead of a 3.5 for assembly. And as for the switch out and mixed media, a definite 5.0. Mixed media, beautiful. You have this straps here, you have the different lighter features, you have the metal parts, amazing. You have some plastic parts for the vegetation, which actually looks pretty good. And also the hair, I don't want the hair to be like a polystone. It would be very fragile. They made it as a plastic. That's brilliant. So, and also the switch outs are amazing. It gives you an entirely different look for this piece. So that's why switch outs and mixed media is a 5.0. There you go. Those are my thoughts on this piece. I hope you like the showcase as well in the beginning of the video. Do check out my Instagram. The photos are there, or also in my Facebook page. Do check them out. The photos are amazing. I really love the photos. And again, thank you for watching. So if you like the video, as always, click the thumbs up and help me share with everyone. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed it, so you get the next videos. I still have a lot, like a lot. So again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more here in Ancient's Place.
It's falling now.